Hi, what's up everyone? Today I'm gonna go over my Notion library template. There are a lot of ways to make a Notion library, and this is just my way of how I approach it. I hope you find this useful, and I encourage you to give it a try and build on top of it if you need to. So my library is composed of 4 databases: books, category, authors, and yearly book archive. And the one that I use most is the book database. As you can see here, I have different views of that database so I can easily see the information that I need to. For example, what book I'm currently reading, what book I'm gonna read next, and what book I'm gonna buy next. Below, you can find my favorite books and who I lent or borrow books from. I am a very visual person, so my favorite view is the gallery view. This also works for me because I read one book at a time. But if you're a person that reads multiple books or likes another view, you can just change it. It's all up to you. Now, if we go inside to one of the books, you will see a few properties like the author, the date that the book was bought, the price, the category, the state of the book, if it was borrowed or lent, the year that the book was read. You have the book pages and also a few formulas to indicate how far you are with your reading. Also, you have a property to rate the book when you finish. And lastly, you have the book cover, so you can add a picture of the book. Now, the property that I use most to filter everything in this database is the state property, where I have different states of the books, as you can see here. As I said, I'm using the state property to filter all these books databases. That is why it's important to fill in this property when you add a new book. The other properties you can fill in as you go. Now if we scroll down, we will see the book section where I have again the book database, and it's also being filtered by the state property. I'm creating different views of the database. For example, the books that I own, also the books that I want to buy. This is being filtered by the state property want to buy. Now, if I want to add one of the books on top of the library, then I will add want to buy and buy next, so it will be filtered up top. Next, I have the special edition section where you can view all your special books and also when did you bought it and how much did it cost. Then you will have a section of how much you have spent on books, so you can see when did you bought the book, how much a book costs, and also down you can see how many books in total you got that you own and how much in total have you spent so far. And lastly, a fun insight, you can see how many days has it been since you last bought a book. Then we will go to all books gallery view where you can see all the books together, so the books that you own and the books that you want to buy. And lastly, the table view, so you can make some changes to the database if you need to. But for me, I like to keep it in the view of the books that I own. Then if we go down, we will have the authors database, where again you will have different views. For example, my favorite authors. So this is the view that I mostly use because I only need to see my favorite authors, and inside of each author I like to again use the books database so I can see the books that are related to that author, and also if I'm doing a collection of that specific person, I would like to see which books I own already and how much have I spent already on that collection. For this, I have made a template called favorite author, so if you click on it, it will populate the book database. After that, I have all the authors in a list view. Then all the female authors, and then all the male authors. And lastly, the table view, so you can edit if you need to. And finally, in this library template, I will have the yearly book database. Here is where I see all the books that I read per year. So for example, 2019, if you go here, you can see again the books database being filtered by the year read property. So here it's 2019. And here you can have a quick view of how many books you have read in that year, and also which was your favorite book. I hope this video was easy for you to follow, and I encourage you to try out the template and build on top of it if you need to.